It's a new day, part one, Spark to Bonfire channel. I'm Stephen Shomler, delighted to have you along. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I am feeling good. I wish I could sing that for you, but I don't think it'll go well for either one of us. Those lyrics come from the fantastic song Feeling Good. That song was first made popular by Nina Simone, 1965. She recorded it for her album, Put a Spell on You. Great album, great artist. Love me some Nina Simone. One fun side note, that song was actually written in 1964 for a play that did okay but didn't do great. And I think one of the reasons that play did okay but not great is it suffered a very common branding mistake people make, and that is they choose a bad name or a name that isn't very good. I've worked with a lot of companies and a lot of brands over my time, and I've helped them change their name, or if it wasn't so good, I've done that a couple different times, or I've thought up names for companies and brands. It's one of my superpowers. I love naming things, and I'm pretty good at naming a company or a brand. Anyways, by the way, if you want help, if you need help naming your company or brand, give me a call. I would love to work with you. It's a joy to me to get to do that. But back to this play, I started researching and I read the title for the first time and thought, wait a minute, that's got to be a typo. That can't actually be the name of that play. And then I came across the poster for the play and realized, sure enough, that's the actual name. The roar of the grease paint and the smell of the crowd. I'm telling you, I'm not sure I want to see a play where smell of the crowd is in the title. I'm telling you, a poorly configured name, a name that's not so good, or a bad name, that will do in your brand or business every time. All right, back to the song Feeling Good. A lot of people have covered it. My favorite rendition comes from the artist Joe Bonamassa. I absolutely love his version. Speaking of Joe Bonamassa, I'll put a link in the comments you can check out. Speaking of Joe Bonamassa, I'll put a link below so you can check him out. One of his most recent albums, Redemption, has just an incredible song that for me is all about the grieving process. It's called Stronger Now in the Broken Places. Not everybody wants to talk about grieving. I understand that, but I know that you're going to have losses in your journey. Unfortunately, I promise you that will happen. That's what works here on planet Earth, is you will have losses, and some of them will be gut-wrenching and beautiful, or gut-wrenching, and some of them will be gut-wrenching and brutal. And those who grieve well, live well. So man, I encourage you to figure out that grieving process. That song might be helpful to you if you're wrestling with that. Shout out to my friend Jared Oman. He's a dear friend, and he and I have commiserated together over the heart-aching beauty in that song. Okay. Anyways, back to the song Feeling Good for the second time. Let's see if we can move on from that. That song describes how I finally feel about my video making journey. This video is going to tell you about that video making journey and my 3 recent attempts to make videos. All right, let's get into it. You guys ready? I hope you are, because I am. I finally began, for context, this is context you need to understand this video and where I'm at in my personal journey. I finally began my second big professional push in fall of 2019. My first big professional push for the new brand, a new career I started building in summer 2011. I stood in a dirt driveway in Southeast Portland and said, that's it. I'm going to build a new brand, I'm going to build a new life, I'm going to become an author and a writer and just self-employed and set some crazy goals. And my first big push was 2012, 13, 14. A lot of amazing stuff happened during that push. And I knew that, soon I'd have to do another big push, because I started out here, wherever here was, and grew my brand to there. And I would need another big 3-year push to get it to the next level where I really wanted to go. And it took me a lot longer than I thought to do that big push. I call this journey right now, the one I'm in, fall of 2019 through fall of 2020, fall of 2020 through fall of 2021. And fall of 2021 through fall of 2022, those 3 years, I call it my Bonfire 2022 journey. If you want to read the whole story, you can go to bonfire2022.com, bonfire2022.com, and read the long article that's there. But just know that for me, I'm in a push to make it happen and take it to the next level finally starting my big push. And video making for me is a big part of that second professional push. Back in 2019, I started feeling like I really needed to create videos, especially on what I call my teaching videos. And I also felt like I needed to start creating videos for my culinary storytelling, and then I want to do some videos about my own story. And I hope you heard that. That was back in 2017. These things unfold over time. So if you're 2, 3, 4 years into a project and you feel like, you just aren't where you want to be, just know that these things, they unfold over time. It just sometimes takes a while to get where you want to go, but I encourage you, as my son Zane used to say, just keep going, Dad. You're doing great. I would encourage you to just keep going. That's the most important achievement of principle I know, is just keep going. Now, I mentioned my teaching videos. Under my Spark to Bonfire umbrella, I teach people about life change, about building and growing brands, and building and growing businesses. And so I felt like I needed to do some videos with that kind of content in it. In 2017, that was my first attempt. I recorded some videos with a friend, and they were helping me. We had a really cool space, and there was some challenge with that. One time we filmed for like 4 or 5 hours, and then we discovered none of that we recorded had saved to the little card and the camera, and oh my goodness, that was so incredibly discouraging, I can't tell you. Eventually that space, we couldn't use it anymore, and just putting all that work in and having not much to show for it, I didn't think I had much to show for it. That was incredibly discouraging. It's kind of like, okay, let's take a break. And then my second attempt came in early 2018. I actually, in 2018, got some videos recorded and published and posted. I did some what I called from the backyard videos. I filmed some videos in the backyard of my home at the time, where I was living at the time. And by the time I was done, I had some videos. I had some culinary storytelling videos, some culinary videos there on the Stephen Shomler channel. I had some Spark to Bonfire teaching on there. I had some videos about my personal journey there. And then when I looked back, in early 2019, I realized what I'd end up with was just a hodgepodge. Hodgepodge is a real word. I didn't make it up. First looks like it came to use in 1615, and hodgepodge just means a jumble or a mess. And I kind of had a mess. The reason I say I had a mess is I had 3 different types of content on one channel, and I wasn't even following my own counsel. And here's what I mean by that. If you're going to build a brand around something you love, let's say your love of baseball, you're going to have a baseball platform, and let's say you're going to have a website rounding third base. And when you create content, whether it's writing articles or a YouTube channel, or you're going to write videos, you're going to use that website, that baseball platform, to talk about your baseball content. Seems to make sense, right? Well, what if you love pizza and you're going to do, then you're going to have a pizza platform. Let's say you buy the domain, thejoyofpizza.com, and you're going to start creating content about your love of pizza, and it's going to be on thejoyofpizza.com. And you're going to maybe have a YouTube channel and a Facebook page, an Instagram account. You're going to maybe write articles for your website, maybe do a podcast about pizza. But it's all going to be under the Joy of Pizza platform. And that makes sense. That actually works. Here's what doesn't work. To have one platform where you put both pieces of content. And maybe you could buy the domain thejoyofpizza while rounding thirdbase.com. That won't work. The pizza content belongs on the pizza platform, and the baseball content belongs on the baseball platform. I guarantee you that's how it works every time. I've got 2 videos I've put over on the Spark to Bonfire channel with more information. You can watch those if you want to find out more about this concept. Building a ship in the backyard, and then the companion video to it, building 2 ships in the backyard. So like I'd mentioned, early 2019, I realized I had a hodgepodge, I had a mess, I had different content that doesn't belong, it wasn't all in the right place, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to start a Spark to Bonfire channel. I'm going to start a Spark to Bonfire platform and make videos and put them all over there. That makes sense. That's what I'm going to do. And it made sense to me. And as I started reflecting on it, I mentioned I already had videos posted and filmed and recorded, and I thought, well, I teach people to get started, just get started, then get better. It's so important. Just get started, then get better. So many times people want to get better before they ever start. And I promise you, if you decide you want to be a writer, your 10th article is going to be better than your first 9. And you know how many you have to write to get to 10? 9 others. The same thing's true of your 10 podcasts. The same thing's true of your first 10 videos. Your 10th one will be better than your first 9, and you got to do 9 to get to 10. Just get started, then get better. So I thought, well, I've started. I need to get better. And for me, in the process of doing my videos, as I was getting started, I thought I'll get better. And instead of getting better, I actually got stuck. And there is so much good information in that part of my journey about achievement and building brands and businesses that I've made a video, Getting Started, Getting Stuck. It's over on the Spark to Bonfire channel. You can find out about how that unfolded and how I got stuck and what actually happened if you want to see that. But thankfully, finally, I recently got unstuck thanks to Portland BLT Week and my son Zach and my amazing wife Karen. I actually got unstuck. It was such a relief. And now I have a game plan for making videos that make sense, that I really feel good about. Moving forward, my teaching videos where I help people with life change and building brands and building businesses, that content's going to be overall on Spark to Bonfire. You can go to sparktobonfire.com to watch that content, or you can search for Spark to Bonfire on YouTube. You can go, my culinary storytelling content, videos for my culinary storytelling platform are going to be on culinarytreasure.com, or you can go to the Culinary Treasure YouTube channel and watch. I have a video there already, which I'm pretty excited about. And this fall I've been filming videos for a Culinary Treasure show. Let's see, this fall I've already filmed at a hazelnut farm. I filmed with a Portland chef, and I've got more content coming. That'll be launching early 2020. Really excited about that. And then, of course, the last piece, the Stephen Shomler platform, the Stephen Shomler YouTube channel. I feel so good about what I'm going to do with that. I can't wait to tell you, but if you want to know what's going to happen with the YouTube channel you're watching right now, you're going to have to watch the second video. It's a New Day Part 2.